Hi everyone, this is Lillian Mutambo, aspiring Member of Parliament for Munali Constituency. Thank you so much for tuning onto my live broadcast here on my Facebook page, Honorable Lillian Mutambo, Munali Constituency. I just want to talk about this because it really made me laugh when actually I heard about it. But I was trying to see the reaction of people when I posted it, because I've been thinking about it for the past days. Like, why would somebody talk about me this way? And I also want to set a record straight about life in the diaspora and the jobs we do and the things we do in order for us to survive. Now, I have seen that in PF, mocking people who live in the diaspora is normal. We've seen Bowman Lusambo mock us in the diaspora. He said that, people live in America and all they do is clean toilets. And majority of people who live in the diaspora were offended because at the end of the day, Bowman Lusambo was just an MMD cadre that got lucky and found himself becoming an area member of parliament of Kabushi, and now he's a minister of Lusaka. And he talked about how Lusaka was like Dubai. And I did a video showing London when I was in London a few months ago. It was just, satire, like a joke, just mocking the whole concept of Bowman saying Lusaka is like Dubai. I said, look, this is London. London is beautiful. You can't compare Lusaka to just, mini London. And then I thought, okay, it's ended there. I've been going through all the wards of Munali constituency. I've done 5 wards so far, 5 weeks continuously, no day off, meaning 6 days a week. So I started with Mutendere, then I went to Kalikiliki, and then I did a video talking about how PF cadres were sent to attack me. Now, yesterday I did a video which is on UPND, Zambian youths. You can see what we're talking about there. I'll share it on my page as well, where a young man was attacked because he was wearing a t-shirt, a red t-shirt written HH, but it wasn't even Hakainde Hichilema, it was just Holly Hansen or something like that. And the young man was attacked. So I talked about that. Now, I've been to Chainda ward, I've been to Chakunkula ward, and my week in Munali ward ended yesterday. And I thought I should share this because I found it really offensive as well. I know some of you defend the current MP, but as you saw during the blunt talk, me and the young man, we've never met each other, but we're saying the same points. She has failed Munali constituency, that's just the truth. And she needs to allow the young people to take over Munali constituency. She has failed to provide empowerment for people. She's failed to do drainages. She's failed to even build clinics or hospitals. There's no clinic in Kalikiliki. So during our debate, we talked about all those things, and it's more or less like we had planned to say the same things, but we have never even met before. So, was it a few days ago, she had a meeting. She had a meeting at Munali Secondary School, and those of you who've heard about this meeting, you will concur with what I'm saying. And during her meeting, she talked about me. And she was expressing herself to say, how can you people vote for someone who was sweeping the streets of London and Alessandra Bakote? I'll say it in Bemba. Because the reason why I'm saying it Muchibemba, Shirifa Sungu Abantamba babe offended, because it's a very offensive statement. Na mwabe na Zambia, tumwasala shanu muntu, uwale sambi kote wale piangama streets ya London, ero ese kuno, ati ese abe MP mono, ndei minina next year. I have more than 20 witnesses. Now, when I was told this, one person mentioned this to me. And then during, my meetings in Munali ward, I was just telling them to say, look, me, I have a passion, working for all age groups, even the elderly. I even requested Munali ward to arrange for me to meet elderly people in Munali ward. Yesterday, Saturday, was my visitation day where I was taking a few hampers there, mealie meal and, cooking one and things like that, and just have a chat with them. Because that's what social workers do in Britain. I don't know about social workers here, but in Britain, social workers, they go and meet people, speak to them one-on-one, listen to their cries, their pleas and everything. So I did that yesterday. And the statement that one of the women made, it touched me. She said, we have had aspiring candidates who have been through Munali constituency, even during Mazoka's time. There's never been an aspiring candidate that has requested to meet elderly people. That was my request. Because for me, those people matter. Regardless of someone's disability today. I've seen people who were walking well, everything was fine. Snap, they have cancer. They need support. And then the member of parliament has the audacity to mock the fact that it is a disgrace. Because if Zambia had opportunities for people, there's no way people would be going to the diaspora, working there and living there. You should be ashamed as an MP that you have failed to empower people. I asked during the meeting that I had with Munali ward people, about 2 or 3 branches, on Friday, I asked them, I offered them, so look, if I offer you that I'll collect passports for each and every one of you, and I'm going to send you to South Africa, would you deny? Everybody was raising their hands. In fact, honorable, I want to go. So if somebody is working in the diaspora, not stealing, and then you mock them, and yet the current government, we've heard of lots of corruption. You are talking about somebody who's working hard, paying their bills in order to support people in Africa, and then you mock them. It is a disgrace. Now, so she made that statement about me. And I didn't know about it. One person told me, the person said it vaguely. So I was talking about this, just generally talking that, I have a passion working for, working with elderly people, vulnerable people, disabled, all, And then somebody raised their hand. Banami kambani pone kumitingi. Another one said, chachendi banakamba. Banakamba. And that's when somebody stood up and said that that's what she had said. Now the question I'm asking is, what type of campaign message is that? That you say, imwemwe na Zambia, timu wasala shano umuntu, uwale kidi na ma streets ya London, akaiche. Kaisa no kwisati kese kemine yabo MP na mwaka pera. Na inende iminina. Madam, you are 65. You should be at home looking after your grandchildren. Retirement age should be at 65. You shouldn't be fighting for a position that most young people are looking for. Who have energy, the drive, have passion to look after people, and then you'll be mocking. So the question I'm asking, do you look after the elderly people in the community in Zambia? No. It's clear. Because those elderly people, they are human beings. They were once energetic. One of the women I met about 2 women and 2 men. One of the women I met was very energetic politically. And she said, you remind me of Mazoka. This is how he was. He would come meet people. She just said, you remind me of him. And another lady said, Mwana wanga, I'm impressed with all this. I cannot pretend to be who I'm not. Looking after elderly people, I can do it 2,000 times, even today. Even today I can do it because I know the reward is in giving somebody an end of life which has dignity. And that's why I do those jobs. I wash them. Ndabasambika, nabafrika, nabasuba mafuta. If it means turning them more bed because bambibali are bedridden, I do it. And I can do it even if I'm an area member of parliament, I'll still be doing it. Because that person lived a life. And just because they are ill, we cannot say, now uko tanomba, we don't want you, we don't need to look after you. Very soon, she'll be 70. She will need care. Is she going to mock the person who needs to care for them? That's a derogatory statement. The people that we look after in Britain are people who have paid service to the country. Some of them were police officers. I've met a lady who was a police officer. I've met doctors. I've met nurses, teachers, lawyers, judges, people who worked in the courtroom. You look at their images. So why should I not look after them? I will look after them. And it's not about the money. It's about the heart. So if I can look after those people who are not even my family, what about my fellow Zambians? I can. And that is why I am the best MP for Munali constituency. Because you have clearly said it yourself to say, Ngoyo muntu ale kilinama streets of London. I've read some of the comments from people where people are saying, the streets of London and Lusaka you cannot compare. And by the way, I did not clean streets, I cleaned schools. I cleaned courtrooms. I cleaned different places. And it is fulfilling to get paid £100 per day for cleaning. How much can somebody who works in ShopRite earn per day? How much? 50 kwacha? How much? At the end of the month, they don't get up to even 3,000 kwacha. But I was getting 2,400 kwacha a day. I would rather do that. Because at the end of the day, I'm not stealing from anyone's account. We've seen Boman Lusambo mock Zambians and say, I use 2 million kwacha. Well, the empowerment that I'm doing presently is not stolen money from any government. It's money that I've worked hard for, and I'm still working hard for through my YouTube channel, and well-wishers from the diaspora. Somebody from the diaspora commented, Lily, it's nice that we, the diaspora people, would want to help, but Zambians don't like people in the diaspora. I said, no, it's people like Boman Lusambo that mock people in the diaspora. It's only in Zambia that you see people mock people who live abroad that are working there, doing whatever. Now look, our own government has failed to even empower the youths to have a contract between Qatar, Dubai, and Zambia. Do you know there is that availability for a Zambian to be working in Dubai 6 months, come back, invest home? They get paid about $5,000 a month. Now, the government of Kenya has done that. If you go to Dubai International Airport, you will find that the people who are working there are people from Kenya, speaking Kiswahili. Even people who work in McDonald's there are from Uganda. Why? Because they have agencies that offer those opportunities. Now, will you mock these people to say, oh, you are serving in McDonald's? Excuse me? I will serve in McDonald's if I'm going to get paid $5,000 a month. Without a doubt, I will do it. So you're mocking me as an MP is a disgrace. It's shameful. Because you could have even called me as a mother and say, oh, Mwana Wandi, you are working with the elderly people. Can you teach me how I can also work with elderly people? The diaspora teaches you one thing. There's nothing like mommy, uncle, auntie, whoever. Everybody works for their money. My son is 16 and he was working in a restaurant. 16. He bought himself an iPhone. He bought himself PlayStation. He bought himself a TV. Now, if we change the mindset of people in Zambia to say, if you work hard, any job, it doesn't matter. You will earn a living and you can also start a business. And you can also get loans from the bank. And you can also get empowerments that, you can prove that you can pay back. Then do it. But an MP is mocking the jobs that people... Because if you mock me, you're mocking everybody in the diaspora that clean. Yes, we clean the streets of London. What about our late president, Mr. Michael Chilufya-Sata? Wasn't he working as a train cleaner? The moment he was declared president in Zambia, it was all over the newspapers, the metro newspapers. Train cleaner, Victoria Station train cleaner becomes president of Zambia. Now, he gave you the job you have today. A cleaner who was once a cleaner of Britain has given you the job you have today. Because without him learning the ropes of the diaspora, he wouldn't have been this determined for him to reach up to presidency. That's why he never gave up. And then you mock people in the diaspora. You mock me and use me as your campaign message. Tumwasala shanu mwaichi. Uwale kala kubasungu, wale pianga, muma streets ya basungu. And by the way, majority of the people she was speaking to, they work as maids. And you are now mocking those maids to say, you are cleaners, you are nothing. Getting paid in pounds and kwacha, there's a big difference. You get paid £1 is 25 kwacha. People are paid little money. So that's what I wanted to say. And the mindset that I want every Zambian to learn now, and that's why I've started these empowerments. These are proposals from your area, Madam MP. If you have done a good job, why have people written me all these proposals? These are proposals of just Munali work. More and more of these proposals from people in Munali constituency. The poverty is clear. If you've done a good job, you wouldn't be looking for faults in people who are trying to stand and take over the position of Member of Parliament. I respect you. You've done your time. Now give chance to the young people. There is no way people, you could be now offering them opportunities of empowerment now in 2020, a few months before the election. You're offering them empowerment of chickens. And by the way, I've told them to come to your meetings, collect the chickens, eat the chickens, and they won't vote for you. Because you don't deserve a position as a Member of Parliament. A Member of Parliament should have the heart for people. You cannot go for meetings, for funerals, and you're sitting in the car, and you don't want to go at the level of the people. The same people, they put you there. I am a servant of the people. That is why I will wash them, bath them. I will do whatever because it's in me. The diaspora has taught me one thing. Every job matters. Because if every job never mattered, you wouldn't be there kneeling down every election time and saying you want to be the Member of Parliament from cleaners. Because majority of people in those compounds, they work as maids. Majority of them work as garden boys. Majority of them don't do jobs that are office jobs. So you're insulting them, you're insulting me. But for me, I've lowered myself to do any job. Yeah. Now, if you don't care about those people, why do you beg for votes? It's because you know every vote matters. How come you don't go kneeling down in Kablonga? How come you don't go kneeling down in Chadley, asking the Chadley people for votes? They don't have time to queue up. They'll queue up anytime. I know people who are wealthy in Zambia, who are successful, who don't even vote. Why should I vote? It's the same thing all the time. People are struggling. So I would rather focus on my business. And many of them are business-minded people who are doing so well. They don't want to be involved because they don't want anybody to destroy their businesses. So they support us even in the background. And you're not even aware. As for Munali constituency, madam, you have failed. And believe you me, you don't stand a chance. So I am begging you, it will be a very dignifying for you to leave Munali constituency whilst people are clapping. Leave the stage whilst people are still clapping than you embarrassing yourself. This is just the truth. Lilian Mutambo on the ballot paper and Madam Nkandu on the ballot paper, it will be a clean game. Because people are tired of politics, of lies. And what I do, empowering people, is not something that I have learned today because I want to be a politician. No. This is what we do in Britain. Empowering people. But it's individual. Because the government spares thousands of pounds per person. Umuntu wapena ku UK, government imuripira, I'm saying this in Beba because she won't find. Government ibaripira 5,000 pounds per week. Per week. And that is the money that your ministers use today to splash per week. One person. 5,000 pounds. I'm going to calculate this. 5,000 pounds times. This is not a lie. I've worked for, I just can't mention the names of the hospitals, but I've worked for mental hospitals where we're looking after a person 24 hours. Each person receives 24-hour care. Yesterday, I went to Levi Mwanawasa Hospital. I was in shock. The building looks beautiful outside, but the inside is pathetic. I was disgusted. Go to any British hospital. The hospitals were built in the 19th Pendef Condo. Centuries ago. Clean. Left, right, and center. I can clean their hospital any day. As a job, I'll be running. When the agency calls me, there's a job going, I will run. Because the hospitals are clean. I went to Levi Mwanawasa yesterday to check up on the young man that was stabbed 3 times on the head here, on the back, all over. Oh my goodness. The floor, and they said the hospital is how many years? 8, 10 years. The building was built cheaply. I'm giving you a task. Anybody who's in Europe, send me pictures. Show them pictures of even Royal Berkshire Hospital, Iamu 1819, and compare to Levi Mwanawasa Hospital. Let's be serious. Let's not look at who is the candidate and you start mocking the candidate. Look at yourself as a leader. Evaluate yourself. What have you done for the people of Zambia? According to my calculator, 5,000 pounds equals to 125,000 kwacha per week. That's how much the British government is willing to spend per person. And yet our government cannot even provide medication in those hospitals. Common Panadol, there's nothing. Insulin, there's nothing. In Munali ward, there's a house, a small house, that is the clinic, which closes at 17 hours. Madam, as an MP, you should be looking at your failures and not what this person was doing in the diaspora. And by the way, every area in the diaspora has a library. Every area in the UK has a hospital. Not one, but 2 general hospitals. And that hospital is to serve the people in that area. And what you call clinics here, we have what you call a general practitioner, a GP. That is where we go when you say you have a headache, your stomach, your what. You go and see your GP. In my area, I'm talking about Kaunda Square alone, stage 1, will have their own GP. Kaunda Square, stage 2, will have their own GP. All the areas, and then there's a big general hospital. But in the whole of Munali ward, an area of more than 3,000 plus residents, you have a Ketwebi, Ghanaian say Ketwebi, small house as a clinic. These are the cries of the people of Munali constituency. Not Lillian Mutambo has come from Europe and she was cleaning. Now she wants to be MP. Your failures is what you should focus on. But in the next 10 months, I don't think you will meet the needs of the people. I know you are giving them chickens. It's fine. They will eat your chickens. But what about the schools that are overpopulated in Munali constituency? How can we have one pupil one pupil, 2, 3, 400 to the ratio of, one teacher to the ratio of 100 and something pupils. It is pathetic. One teacher should have at least maximum 40 students. Teachers in Zambia, I'll talk about my constituency, they don't have jobs. They don't have jobs at the moment. Why? Because you have focused on building shopping malls, than building schools. A friend of mine came from Ghana. His name is Wadamaya. He's a YouTuber. He was shocked at the number of shopping malls we have in Zambia more than schools and hospitals. It is a disgrace. I live near Munali Mall. We have Munali Mall. We have another mall nearby. Don't know whether it's going to be called Chamba Valley Mall, something like that. All these malls, for what? Because these guys are foreign investors. Yes, they will bring in business. People will be working. It's good. But what about you as an area member of parliament? Why not bring in, all those opportunities for people, empowering skills, and not focusing on me, a baby? When some people are singing in China, they say, baby watu lili, because I'm a baby. I'm a child. I'm a young baby. And then you focus on me and use that as a message. I was shocked to the level whereby I never expected a professor to use that type of tonation and, language towards you sweep in the streets of UK and you are washing elderly people. We sweep the streets of Britain with integrity. People sweep the streets of the UK with integrity. Now, I've seen Ghanaians who have taken their children to international schools of Ghana because they are cleaners in Ghana, in the UK. And the reason, one of the men, I asked him, Madam Fu, meaning my friend, why do you come all the way from Ghana to come and clean? And the man said, the opportunities I never had as a young person that the government never gave me, I will provide it for my children. When his daughter was flying to London and America for a school trip, he paid for it through his cleaning job. How dare you even talk about someone's job that is putting food on his table and you mock as if you will give me a job. If you give me a job, I will no longer sweep. Offer me a job now. I will no longer rush to go to Britain and Uksambigaba song. So that's what I wanted to say. It's not nice to say such things about people. Like I've said, the British government spends £125,000 a year per person, and then secondly, the young people between 0 age to 21 years old don't pay for any prescription. It's free of charge, the whole country. Any child who needs medication gets it free in Britain, which is what you should be focusing on. And this is what I will bring to my country, Zambia. As an area member of parliament, remember, I'm exposed to two worlds. My exposure in Britain is not as a cleaner, but exposed to how a government should look after its people. Because I worked for the British government, I worked for Lincolnshire County Council, and I also worked for Hampshire County Council. And I'm telling you this, they use taxpayers' money within the area. So all the taxes that we receive from Munali area only is what we use to build schools, hospitals, and all those things, and expand on the services to the people. Munali constituency has a high level of illiteracy. I met one lady who was asking me if I could look into night school. Madam, there's people who are looking to go to school today. Schooling now. I told them, I will make sure we have night schools in Munali. Not just night schools, but even daytime, specific for these people. And I told this lady, I said, look, the lady told me, I'm one of those women that started an early life. You thought school was nothing, but now I've realized in my old age that I want to go to school. And I told her in Britain, age is not a number when it comes to school. I was in the same class with people who are more than 50 years old. So you will stand a chance of getting a scholarship, and I'll make sure you go to school. And I told her, come January, I'm making sure you're in school. As an MP, aspiring MP, I'm not starting next year. But I'm starting now. Because people want to go to school. Now look, the government of Britain, this is why I need to be an MP. Or someone, those just speaking, this is why I will be an MP. I want to be an MP. The government of Britain looks at such type of people. Okay, some people started an early life. They said they don't want to go to school and everything. They've come up with what you call English and mathematics as the main things that you should acquire. So they've got colleges that enable you to just study only English and mathematics. In the UK, you only need English and mathematics to go to university. Forget all those 8 subjects. I learned biology, chemistry. What is it doing for me today? Nothing. It's not doing anything for me, right? So what they do, they just say, okay, learn English and maths. And then whatever you want to study, say if you want to do nursing, you study maybe biology and something. And then you can go to university. But English and maths is all you need. And when you're in university there, they support you big time. And it's free of charge. So if these things are free of charge for people, what about us in Zambia? Britain is not rich, but they use the taxes that people pay to sustain the economy. So we can do the same in Zambia. So instead of focusing on me, who's got a degree and a master's, by the way, but I chose to work as a cleaner because those were the jobs I wanted to easily do as somebody who just wants to make money. At least it was a legal job. It was a legal job. Is it illegal for me to work as a cleaner? No. It even gives me pride that I can even pay my tithe through cleaning job. I can even pay my tithe through a cleaning job. I'm proud of it. On Sunday, I'm in church, hallelujah, Holy Ghost fire. Because I didn't steal any money. And I pay my tithe and I contribute where I can. Amen. It's of great joy. So in Britain, they have made sure that every area has a library with free internet. Free internet. You only pay for photocopying services. Of course, there's ink and everything. And that's your contribution as a citizen. But for any child who wants to do their homework, it's free to print their homework in the British libraries. Because not everybody can have computers in their homes. Now, if you don't have a laptop, right now the government of Zambia is saying people should be learning online. And the people who are learning online are people obviously who can afford. What about the people in Kalikeliki, the people in George Compound, the people in Kanyama, the people in all these compounds? How can they afford a smartphone if their minimum wage where they work is 420 kwacha? The cheapest phone anybody can get, a good smartphone, is about 1,000 kwacha. So this is why I am fighting for the national minimum wage of people to be 2,500 kwacha. And I will make sure it's 2,500 kwacha. Every country should have a national minimum wage. 2,500 kwacha. So that at least people can be able to afford the basic things. In Zambia right now, you planning to go to Dubai is a dream. But in other countries, like Nigeria, flying on a plane is cheap. It's 20,000 naira from Abuja to Lagos. I've been to Nigeria 3 times. Now, from Abuja to Lagos, you're paying 20 pounds. In Zambia, for you to fly from Lusaka to Ndola is a lot of money. How many people can even afford that flight? Nobody. Our lives in Zambia is like a village. We are living in a real third world economy where the basic things like flying, smartphone is only for the elite people. And this is why, because of what's going on, young girls have started prostitution. Now, you should be ashamed to even mock somebody who did not do prostitution to survive in Britain, worked as a cleaner. And then you say, I didn't do prostitution, I survived. But in Zambia, what cleaner can afford to pay a house rent of 3,500 kwacha in Zambia now? It's impossible. So what do people do? They date ministers. You have no empowerment opportunities in our country. Now, those empowerment opportunities we're talking about is giving people life skills so that they're not dependent on you. But you wait for an election, and this is the whole country message. You wait for an election and go and give people 5,500 kwacha. You give them each 5 kwacha and a bag of meal and say, vote for us. And then in the next 5 years again, they are in poverty. The level of poverty in Zambia is pathetic. And there's no way people can even boast that they use 2 million kwacha to shop when people are living near garbages. There is no proper drainage systems. There is no garbage collection system. Nothing at all. You are in a meeting and flies become your best friends. And I have reduced myself, come all the way from Britain. I have a visa, by the way. And then I come down and I say, I want to work with my people. And then you mock my efforts because you want to be the area member of parliament. So she worked as a cleaner. Can a cleaner in Zambia even afford to get a car on rental? No. How come countries like Namibia can give the opportunities to people who work in shops, get a house on mortgage, get a car on hire purchase? In Zambia, it's impossible. We are really in a third world generation. And yet we have countries like Rwanda, countries of yesterday, that are doing well economically than Zambia. You look at the Rwandese airport. I've been to Rwanda several times. It's neat, it's clean. You are received by a reception of cleanliness. You go to Lusaka city, you are wondering, is this town? The place is pathetic. There's a strange foul smell that comes left, right, and center. If you are really working hard, the health of the people of Zambia should come first. And the second one, education of the Zambian people should also be first. And the third, the young people should be given empowerment skills, not giving them some 25-page form for them to fill in. This is 1 page, and I'll honor their request. 25 pages for somebody to apply for a loan. 30,000 kwacha loan, payable. Payable in 12 months or 24 months. Now, how many people can access that loan? Majority will be family members. Majority will be people within Cadarism and friends of cadres that will collect that. There is opportunities for Zambian people to fly abroad through the local councils, but you never get that opportunity. That opportunity is for you as a Zambian, and that's why I want to change that. I don't care if you're my family member, you're not going to be on the list. I'll prioritize the people of Munali. I'll prioritize the people of Zambia, because they deserve an opportunity to go out, fly a bit. It's important. Every Zambian needs that exposure so they can judge for themselves both worlds. Whether it's Russia, China, Germany, Australia, Britain, that exposure is very important. Yesterday I was with UNZA students, and these are first years. I'll share a picture later. Their worry is, Madam Nkandu has scraped off their meal allowance. Now, some of them, when they tell you where they come from, they are there by the grace of God. And then the meal allowance is scraped off. And In a country like Zambia, where even a job to get, you need to know someone, how will these people even get a job in a shop to survive? At least in UK, I can work as a cleaner and even go to university. So we need to change our economy, whereby somebody can work as a cleaner and be able to save money to say, I'm going to Dubai. And be able to save money and say, I'm going to China to order goods. Not only people who are connected to certain people, then they can buy them a ticket and they can borrow money and all sorts of things. But we want it to be a fair game. In Britain, tulapipa mafibonse nabasungu tubomba pamu tukirina pamu. But every year, the British people balapanga ama holidays. I'm going to Tenerife. I'm going to Barbados. I'm going to... Same jobs we are doing. The system has allowed them to be able to go on holidays every year to any country of their choice. It's not about credit cards. It's about the way the system is. Even the managers tell you, you need to go on holiday. You need it. You need that break. And then they'll give you ideas of when I was in Tunisia. Tunisia is nice. When I was in Egypt, I think this year I'm going... They've flown to different parts of the world because their economy allows them to fly. These are cleaners. These are people who work as carers. They are not office people. But they can afford a luxurious holiday even here to Zambia. And when they come, we treat them like kings and queens. But in Chito, we work the same jobs. So why can't we also do the same as Zambians? Why can't our economy also be the same? Whereby everybody's fair play. Everybody can afford a life where they can even fly all over South Africa for fresh air. A holiday is needed. A break is needed. So until we change the mindset of even our leadership, it's a challenge to change the mindset of our people. Because our leaders are saying, let's laugh at people who are in the diaspora who clean. And that is why you find people, they mock people from the diaspora on social media. It is only in Zambia where I see people mocking someone from the diaspora. When I declared my interest in Munali, somebody posted, say, straight from the diaspora to Munali. I am a Zambian citizen. And I pay my taxes. As long as I send money via road remit to Zambia, I pay tax. As long as I am paying people to work for me in Zambia, I pay tax. And when I'm sending my goods to Zambia, I pay cargo duty. So I have also paid taxes. So I have a right. And during this time, when there's coronavirus, where there's so much poverty, and instead of you telling people, okay, we have failed as a government, but let's start the empowerment projects, you are focusing on Lilian Motamba. All these are proposals from people in just one word, and they're still coming. And I'm proud to have worked as a cleaner. That is why I did a video on my YouTube channel. And for her to know that part of my life, it means she has been following me on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much, madam. You have increased my subscribership. And you have also increased the money I get paid on YouTube. By the way, I'm the highest paid YouTuber on YouTube as a Zambian. The highest Zambian YouTuber. I use my YouTube money. And who pays me? Google Island. Whilst I'm cleaning, I'm at work cleaning. Or ndesambika bakote, YouTube ilempangile ndalama. Double income. Isn't it wonderful? And by the way, you can't get paid by YouTube if you write Zambia on your YouTube channel as a, YouTuber. Why? Because Zambia doesn't even have the facilities for that. YouTube doesn't even want to waste time. So people have to put other countries in order for them to get paid. So the long and, short story is that regardless of somebody saying if she's not adopted, regardless of whether I'm adopted or not, the adoption is not the only thing that anybody should desire for. Regardless of whether I am adopted by my party, UPND or not, it doesn't matter. There will be more opportunities. Diplomat, MP, so many ministers that are appointed by the president. He has up to 8 people to appoint. So that one is not what. But I will say this. I feel strongly that I am the strongest candidate. And that is why she's feeling the pressure. And she has to, say what she has to say. And by the way, the first time I spoke about her was because cadres were sent to attack me. And I was just like, this thing needs to be addressed. And it keeps on happening. We are one Zambia, one nation. And at the end of the day, regardless of whether I lived in the diaspora or not, I am a Zambian. And as a Zambian citizen, I am bringing my experience in the diaspora and telling people in Zambia to say, look, we can make Zambia like the diaspora. But if we want, we can carry on and complain every 5 years. Complain and complain. I lose nothing. I've said this before. I lose nothing. My children are British citizens. When they need to go to university, the British government gives them free education. So I lose nothing. But I'm fighting for you as a Zambian who deserves free education as well. Because I know it's possible for you to have free education. So I'm proud of myself. I've worked really hard. And I thank God that people have come to know me through your advertisement. People said a lot of things about me. She will fail, she won't manage, she won't succeed. But I am going stronger and stronger because this is my destiny. When I got my full scholarship in Britain, I told myself I will do a course that will help me help the people of Zambia. That is why all the courses I've done, my master's, gender conflict and human rights law, and then my degree, social work, is things to do with helping people. How can we help the people of Zambia if we continuously have selfish leadership? If we continuously have people who don't have the mindset to help people, but rather tell you, be the biggest cheerleader of our party, and then you will survive. It is wrong. I am ashamed to see graduates, people who have qualifications, they are sitting at home. There is no opportunities in our country. Because whosoever decides to use 2 million kwacha to shop is thinking of themselves. How can you be a minister in 4 years, you've built mansions? You're a minister in 4 years, you can boast about all the millions. Some people have worked many years to be millionaires. Dangote, it's not today he became a millionaire. He started way back. Way back. But this is a Zambia of today. And I refuse to be a cadre in my country, but I choose to stand for the voiceless people, for the disabled people who don't have wheelchairs, because our government has failed to provide that. And yet it is the government's responsibility to provide that. Nobody chose to be born disabled. We shouldn't even be waiting for donations from charities that donate wheelchairs from the UK, the US, funded by USAID. We should do it by ourselves. Secondly, we shouldn't mock the elderly people. The elderly people can be lonely. They need encouragement. They need somebody to look after them. So we need care packages for our elderly people. Whether we like it or not, our generation, thank God, is growing. And Britain is a growing generation. Thirdly, let's talk about how we will help the people of Zambia. That is the message we should send across wherever we are. So, this is the issue here. Character assassination instead of looking at how we can build our nation. And that's all I wanted to say to you, my people. Zambia should be a better country than where it is today. People can travel to Botswana. Let me just say, travel to Botswana and work as teachers in Botswana and get good money and build houses in Zambia. because the life in Botswana allows them to do so. Botswana is our neighboring country. Why can't Zambia be the same? This is a message I'm trying to send. Regardless of whether I clean toilets in Britain or not, which is what I stated in my videos, it doesn't matter. What matters is, can I deliver? Can I do a job that will make the people of Munali or Zambia live comfortable in a better way? This is Lilian Motambo. Others call me Gelo Wapazed. Thank you so much. Let me just... I will be going shortly to meetings and meetings and meetings and meetings. And because of this empowerment that I'm doing as well, it has enabled mobilization of our party even more. It's important that people are empowered. People need to vote with food in their mouth, not with hunger. Thank you so much. So that's what I wanted to say. I've heard, and I thought, when I posted, I wanted to see what people would say, and people were just like, no, you know, it's wrong for somebody to use that, but that's what, you know, I've been used as a political mileage. So, and funny enough, others are saying I'm a PF spy, and the PF are saying something else, and UPND are saying something else, you know, like, at the end of the day, my party knows who I am. That's what matters. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in onto my live stream. I wanted to educate you a little bit more that I would rather clean in Britain, and I'll eat cornflakes. I'll eat good food. I will survive. I can drive a car. I can do everything, but I'm a cleaner. In Zambia, a cleaner can never afford a car. That is a dream. A dream. So we need to change our economy to that level whereby even somebody who's working as a cleaner can afford to have a car. Let cleaners drive to work. In Britain, we clean, but we drive to work as we go to work. We don't walk to work. We drive to work. So thank you so much, everybody. I love you. Take care. And don't forget to share my videos and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.